When Somadina came back from London, Umueze village buzzed like a disturbed beehive. The son of Mazi Okonkwo had returned, not as a quiet boy who once fetched water from the stream, but as a London man, the one who now spoke through his nose and wore suits that looked like they cost someone's monthly salary. From the motor park to his father's compound, villagers lined the path, waving palm fronds and shouting his name. Somadina don come oo, our doctor is back, Nwa London welcome. By evening, the family compound was filled with canopies everywhere, coolers of jollof rice, old friends trying to speak English they didn't understand. Somadina smiled, nodded, took pictures and hugged relatives he barely remembered. Then, when the crowd thinned, his mother called him aside. "My son, there is something important I prepared for you. Come, let me show you." He followed her to the back of the compound, and there, standing under the pawpaw tree, was a young woman, tall and glowing in a new lace wrapper, her eyes lowered. "This," Mama said proudly, "is your wife." Somadina froze. "My what?" "Your wife. Her name is Nkem Delim." The girl curtsied, then lifted her face with a shy smile. "Good evening, my husband, sir." Her accent bent and broke every word. Somadina blinked. "Excuse me?" "I say good evening, my husband, sir," she repeated, smiling wider, proud of her English. He turned slowly to his mother. "Mommy, what's going on here?" Mama clapped her hands in delight. "Is she not beautiful? We married her for you last year. You were not around, but everything was done properly. Bride price oh, kola nut oh, witnesses oh, everything." Somadina's smile evaporated. "You did what?" "We needed to secure your home before you come back. You are our only son. We can't let city girls deceive you." He looked again at Nkemdilim. Her nervous smile, her simple wrapper, her bare feet, her beauty was undeniable, her innocence even more so. But her English, her manner, everything screamed village. He exhaled slowly. "Mommy, I can't do this." That night, he locked his bedroom door. He could hear the faint sound of Nkendilim sweeping the corridor outside, humming an old folk tune. He sat on his bed, running a hand through his hair. His mother knocked. "Somadina, open the door." He did. "Your wife has finished bathing. She wants to sleep." "Then she should go and sleep in her room." Mama frowned. "Which room? A woman sleeps with her husband." "Mommy, please, I need time." She sighed, muttered under her breath, and left. Hours later, when the generator went off, silence filled the house. Somadina could hear her crying softly in the next room. Something twisted inside him. Guilt, anger, or maybe pity, he couldn't tell. The next morning, he came out for breakfast. Nkemdilim rushed to serve him. She knelt to greet him. "Good morning, my husband, sir. How was your sleeping?" Somadina almost choked on his tea. "My what?" "Your sleeping, sir. I hope you sleeping fine." His mother smiled proudly. "You see, she's trying." But Somadina couldn't bear it. The more she tried, the worse he felt. Every time she opened her mouth, her innocence embarrassed him in front of the family, friends, and even the domestic staffs. When his friends from Enugu visited, she came to greet them. "Una is welcome oh, I fry egg for you people." They laughed. He forced a smile but felt his inside twist. That evening, he snapped, "Stop speaking English, please. Just speak Igbo." Her face fell. "But I want to learn, my husband, sir." "Don't call me that," he barked. She flinched. Silence hung between them like smoke. 2 nights later, Mama Okonkwo called a family meeting. "Somadina, I will not sit here and watch you disgrace me. You are treating your wife like a stranger." "Because she's a stranger. I didn't marry her." "Your father and I married her for you. Then both of you should keep her." Gasps filled the room. Even his father coughed in shock. "You think marriage is for enjoyment?" Mama thundered. "Do you think we didn't suffer when we were young? I couldn't speak English when your father married me. But I learned. Nkembili will learn too." Somadina stood up, eyes burning. "That's not the same, mommy. You chose to marry. I didn't," he stormed out. Behind him, Nkemdilim stood silently by the doorway, tears wetting her cheeks. Weeks passed, the tension grew. Somadina avoided her. He left early, came home late, and stayed locked in his room. His mother tried everything: prayers, lectures, and even threats. But one night, she decided to act. She knocked on Nkendelim's door. "Nne, come." "Mama, follow me," she said. She led her to Somadina's door, opened it quietly, and pushed her inside. "You are husband and wife. Enough of this foolishness." She locked the door from outside. Nkendelim stood frozen, wrapped in her nightcloth, shaking. Somadina turned from his table, eyes wide. "What is this again?" "Mama pushed me in. She said I must stay here." He sighed heavily. "Please, just sleep on the bed. I will take the chair." "No, I can sleep on the floor." "Don't be ridiculous." She hesitated, then climbed gently onto the edge of the bed, facing the wall. Silence. Only the sound of the ticking wall clock was the only sound held in the room. Somadina couldn't sleep. He turned and saw her shoulders trembling. "Why are you crying?" he asked. "Because you hate me." He said nothing. He didn't deny it. "I didn't beg them to marry me to you," she whispered. "I wanted to be a teacher. I was saving money to go for an adult school. But they said I should marry the man from London, that I would be lucky." He swallowed hard. "Nkem, I am sorry." "Don't be sorry," she said softly. "Just teach me. If you don't want me, at least teach me, so I can be more than what they think I am." That night, something shifted. No one touched anyone, but for the first time, he saw her, not as a burden, but as a person. So, every evening after that, they sat under the mango tree. He taught her letters, words, and simple grammar. She learned fast, her handwriting improved, her speech grew clearer. He found himself smiling again, not because she was perfect, but because she was trying. The villagers began to whisper again. "London boy don dey love im wife small small oo." Even his mother noticed. "You see, I told you, love grows." He smiled but said nothing. But peace doesn't last long in an African family. One morning, a letter arrived, a job offer from London. Somadina had to return in a month. He told Nkemdilim. Her face fell, but she tried to be brave. "You have to pack your bags, Nkemdilim. We are going to London." "No, you will go and come back. I will wait." But his mother had other plans. "You can't take her with you. Let her stay here. She will only embarrass you abroad." Somadina looked at his mother, then at his wife. He saw the hurt in her eyes, the same pain she'd carried from day one. He held her hand. "No, Mama. If I go, she goes with me." Mama gasped. "Ha! You want to take this village girl to London?" He smiled faintly. "She's not just a village girl anymore. She's my wife." When Samadina brought Nkendelim to London, she couldn't believe her eyes. Everywhere was cold. Everywhere was quiet. People just mind their business. No greeting, no good morning or how you dey. She held her husband's hand as they entered their new house, a small one-bedroom flat in East London. Nothing big, nothing fancy, but to her it was a palace. She smiled. "This is abroad?" Somadina laughed. "Yes, my love, welcome." That night, she cried small, not because she was sad, but because everything was new. New weather, new food, new life. She said a small prayer. "God, help me not to disgrace myself or my husband in this foreign land." From the next day, everything started showing her pepper. She didn't know which bus to enter. She couldn't pronounce the street names. The cold touched her bones. She couldn't even understand the people in the shop when they spoke fast English. One day, she went to buy bread from Tesco. She entered, looked around, and nearly cried. There were more than 20 different types of bread. She picked one and went to pay. The self-checkout machine confused her. She just stood there until someone came to help. That night, she told Somadina, This country is not for the weak." He laughed. "Don't worry, Nkem. One day you will be teaching people how to buy bread." She smiled. "God will help me oh." In church, she met other Nigerian women. Some of them were nice, some were not. One of them, Auntie Blessing, pulled her aside and said, "My dear, shine your eyes well. Abroad is not Nigeria. Don't be too humble. If you carry this village behavior here, your husband will start looking outside." Another one, Sister Kike, was kind. She said, "Just be yourself. Love your husband. Learn small small. Don't follow bad advice." But Nkendelim listened and kept quiet. At home, she told Somadina everything. And he said, "No shaking. We are together. You are not a mistake, Nkem. You are a blessing." Those words stayed in her heart like a warm blanket. Somadina started teaching her how to speak better English. In the evenings, they would sit together. "Say those things, not those things," he corrected gently. She would try and laugh when she got it wrong. He never shouted at her. He never mocked her. One day, she told him, "Thank you for being patient with me." He smiled. "I love you. That's my job." Little by little, she improved. She could now call the GP. She could take the bus alone. She could read small small. She was proud of herself. Back in Nigeria, people started asking questions. "She never born? Is everything okay? That girl looks slow." Even some Madina's mother called and said, "Hope the girl is not lazy in bed oh. You know what I mean." Somadina was angry. He said, "Mama, please don't disrespect my wife. We are fine, and when God gives us children, we will tell you." He protected her always. When she found out what Mama had said, she cried. Somadina heard her. "Don't cry. You are more than enough." Some women told Nkendelim, "Don't cook every day. Let the man suffer small. Don't tell him everything. Keep a secret account in case he changes." But she didn't follow them. She followed her heart. She cooked for Somadina, not because she was afraid, but because she wanted to. She told him everything about money, plans, and feelings. One day, he asked her, "Why are you so open with me?" She said, "Because you are my husband. I have nothing to hide." He held her hand and said, "May God bless you for me." And so, the good life continues. One day, Samadina went for a work event. He took a picture with a white woman at a bar. Someone posted the picture online. Before she could ask questions, church women started whispering, "Did you see the photo? Be careful, men change abroad. If he cheats, don't cry, just cheat back." But Nkendilim waited. When Somadina came home, she showed him the picture. He said, "Nothing happened, it was just a group picture. She's my co-worker. We don't even talk like that." She looked into his eyes and saw the truth. She said, "Okay, I believe you." And just like that, they closed the door before the devil entered. 1 year passed, then two, no child. People began to talk. Maybe the village girl can't give birth. He should marry another woman. Maybe he used all his strength in London. Somadina refused to listen. He told everyone, "We are not God. When he is ready, it will happen." At home, Nkendelim sometimes cried in the toilet, but when she came out, she smiled. She joined a sewing class. She started fixing clothes for people. Then she opened a small online shop called Nkem's Perfect Fit. Her hands found work and her heart found peace. 3 years later, they traveled back to Nigeria. Everyone was shocked. Nkendelin came back looking fresh, confident, and full of grace. She was not forming. She greeted everybody with respect. Even her mother-in-law looked at her and said, "This girl has changed oh. You are no longer that village girl we forced on my son." Nkendelem smiled. "Mama, thank you for choosing me, even when I didn't understand." Mama hugged her tightly. When they returned to London, something changed. Nkendelim felt weak, tired, and always sleeping. She went to the hospital. The doctor smiled and said, "Congratulations, you're pregnant." She cried and laughed at the same time. Somadina lifted her up and danced around the room. They didn't rush to post it online. They waited, they prayed, and they prepared. Today, Nkende Lim speaks good English. She runs her sewing business full-time. She helps other new wives who come to the UK. Some Somadina still love her like the first day. No matter the advice, the gossip, the silence from womb, they never allowed anything to divide them. Well, if you must know their secrets, it's because they choose each other every day, not with noise, but with patience, with truth, with prayer, and with love. Because a good wife is not found by education, but by character. Nkendilin come from the village with no big grammar or exposure, but she had respect, humility, and a pure heart, and those are greater than any degree. We've come to the end of today's story, and as always, thank you so much for staying, and thank you most importantly for staying to the end. Please, if you enjoy our story, do well to like, share, and leave a comment telling us what you feel about our story. And if you haven't subscribed by now, do well to subscribe because your support means a whole lot to us. Until we see you again, remember this. Ciao.